Hello students and welcome back to your English language class. Today we are going to do informal letter writing. Now you very often have this question, why do we learn letter writing? Do we have to write letters? Yes. Letter writing is very essential and very important and for a lot of reasons. Okay. I understand that we no longer sit and take a sheet of paper and write long letters, then go to the post office and post it. No, we use the shortcut methods nowadays. We write emails, we send text messages, we make MMSs, we have SMSs. But there's still one point that remains. You are still conveying a message, right? As you grow up, you go to college, you will have to write a letter to the college for applications. You will be writing thank you letters to your friends, to your relatives. You will be writing request letters. And sometimes you may have noticed that your parents may be writing complaint letters also. So you are definitely doing some writing. And therefore, letter writing is a very essential skill. It improves your communication, it improves your social skills. You are able to convey a message properly and you are able to convey what you want to say. You are not just saying random things. Therefore, we teach you letter writing. However, this time you are going to learn an informal letter. Now, an informal letter is also called as a friendly letter. It is a personal letter that is written to friends or relatives. You are writing a letter to your siblings, to your parents, to your cousins, to your grandparents, to your friends. And therefore, when you are writing an informal letter, your tone seems personal and emotional. You are able to express yourself in a different manner, in an emotional manner at times, to the person you are writing to. So let's see what are the parts that you need to remember when you are writing a informal letter. So let's go. First thing is that your letter should have your address. That below it should be the date. Thereafter, you have the salutation. Then you have the body of the letter. You end the letter with a subscription and your signature. Now, I have not used the word signature. I have specifically said first name of the writer, which means you are just writing your first name. If your first name is Rohan, all you are writing there is Rohan. Now, in the next slide, I am going to show you how you draft the format of your letter. Therefore, I would request you at this stage, if you can pause your video, please pause it. Get an assignment sheet, get a pen and sit down and solve it with me. Do it with me as I do it step by step. In that way, one practice, you would have finished one practice of the format and then you can practice it again and again and again. Okay. So let's begin with the format of the informal letter. Now, if you see, I am using a paper that is similar to your assignment sheet. So this should answer queries such as, do I leave a line? Where should I not leave a line? So wherever a line is left, you leave a line. If you can also see that I have made this pencil line over here, an imaginary pencil line. The reason for this is I know where I should stop writing. I don't cross beyond that line. I don't cross. Otherwise, you tend to write till the end of the page and on your desks. So let's avoid that. That is why that line is drawn. It is not a compulsory line. You may choose to draw it or you may not. That choice I leave up to you. Now, what and where do I start? Your first line should be the plot number or a flat number. Now, plot number, for those of you who are living in bungalows, most of us live in flats, so of course flat number, name of the building, and in case you are living in a villa, then you can write the name of your villa or bungalow. Now, see my first line. It says 15B, then there is a comma, Rose Villa, capital R, capital V, followed by a comma. I have put the comma in red so that you remember it. It stays in your mind that you have to punctuate after writing. Second line, name of the street. I have used something that you are familiar with. Thanewala Lane, comma, capital T, capital L. Okay. You can write Saraswati Road, Gandhi Road. Please do not and try as far as you can avoid using contractions. M.K. Road. Yeah. Use just one word and write the name road. It can be a fictional address. Nobody is visiting your house. So it can be a fictional road. It is followed by a comma. Third, name of the locality or area. Ville Parle, capital V, capital P, followed by a comma. You can write Bandra, comma, Santa Cruz, comma, Andheri, comma. You do not have to write east, west. It is not required. Just the name of the area followed by a comma is more than enough. Next, name of the city along with the pin code. Mumbai 400057, full stop. Comma, 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 full stop. Next thing we have to do is write the date. Please follow this format to the T. First you write the date, 16th, followed by the month, followed by the year. And there is a comma, 16th April, comma, 2020. Now suppose if you are writing the letter on 1st of May, then you will not write 16th April. You will write 1st May, comma, 2020. Next, you write the salutation. Dear, capital D, and the name of the person to whom you are writing, followed by a comma. Then you have your opening sentences. Then you have the body of the letter. Then you have the concluding sentence. And then you have the subscription. Yours lovingly, comma, capital Y. If you notice, yours is not punctuated. You don't see an apostrophe anywhere. It's just yours, small l, lovingly, comma, and the first name. Just the first name. You can pause, go through this, check if your format is correct, and then move on to the next slide. Now I'm going to discuss what I didn't discuss in the earlier slide. We just did the format. Now let's see what we have to write in the content of the letter. Okay, the content, I am speaking about the body of the letter, which can be divided into 3 paragraphs. The first I had said was the introduction or the opening sentence. It needs to be brief. It should state the purpose of writing. Why are you writing this letter? There has to be a reason, and this reason will be given to you in your question itself. So you just have to remember for what particular reason you are writing this letter. Next, do not ask questions. How are you? How is the weather? Where have you been? Any sort of questions are to be avoided. Do not ask about their health. I hope you are in the pink of health. I hope everything is fine. Please avoid anything that has got to do with health. We are not inquiring about their health. It should be an introduction to what you are going to write in the body. For example, if you are writing a letter to your friend, telling him about an competition that you participated in, then your opening lines should go something like this. Last week our school had an inter-house art competition and I participated in the competition. More than enough. You have introduced your body. Now, what happens in the body of the letter? In the body of the letter, if you have lots to say, you can divide it into paragraphs. Again, not required. But you have to give more details. This is essential. You have to give more details pertaining to what has been asked in the question. Strictly adhere to what has been asked in the question. So the question is very, very particular. So like for example, I said you're writing a letter to your friend telling him about a competition that you participated in. In my opening lines, I have already said last week my school held an inter-house art competition and I participated in it. The body of the letter should be when the competition was held, how many students participated, what was the topic that was given to us, how did you fare, whether you won, you came first, you came third, you came fifth, how did you feel, what did you draw. So all those details have to be mentioned in the body of the letter. The concluding statement, it should be again brief, 2 or 3 lines, and it should complement the body of the letter. So complement the body of the letter, it should be a conclusion for the body of the letter. I felt very excited after coming third, and next time I plan to participate in the next upcoming competition, or I am planning to participate in the upcoming competition, which is whatever. All right, so this is how you frame the content of your letter. Moving ahead, these are just a few tips to recapitulate what I have already explained. Make sure that your letters are well written. Make sure it's legible, handwriting is neat. Follow the format. Think about what you want to say. If necessary, make notes on a separate sheet of paper. This is very helpful. Before you start your letter, please roughly write down whatever you want to write in your content points. Those are very important. Roughly write it down so you can frame proper sentences. Think about whom you are writing to. Okay, so if you're writing to your friend, if you're writing to your parents, accordingly choose your language. Your language should be simple. Lay your letter in paragraphs. You can either use yours lovingly or yours affectionately, and your letter you will only write your first name. The date should be the date on which you are writing the letter. Use simple language, and please avoid using contractions, or do not use contractions like don't, wouldn't, couldn't, haven't. No, these are strictly forbidden. Now, for your assignment, this is what you are going to do. Okay, you have to write this letter on an assignment sheet and submit when school reopens. Your elder brother or sister has done something special for you. Write a thank you letter to him or her. Now, you will need to specify in your letters what he or she has done. Express your gratitude and state what you like most about it, how you felt, and do you plan to do something in return. Okay, and you will submit this when school reopens. If you have any doubts in the format, children, please go back, have a look at the format, do it carefully. Thank you.